Hi, this is Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach, and welcome to this week's edition of Career Fitness Tips. In the next few minutes, you'll get some new ideas, tools, tips, and techniques that are guaranteed to make you more effective in your personal and your professional life. So with no further ado, tune in to this week's edition of the Career Fitness Tips with me, Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach.
Hey man, what's that?
It's my crystal ball.
It looks like a snow globe.
Nuh-uh, it's real. Here, watch. Free Doritos at the office today? I think that's a yes! Free Doritos!
Will I finally get that big promotion?
Promotion? Not in your future.
Well, welcome to this week's edition of the Career Fitness Tips. And I don't know about you, but that ad was my favorite ad in all of the Super Bowl commercials that we saw during the Super Bowl. Now, I will always buy Doritos, but for some reason that one just really made me laugh. But you know, the reason I chose to show it to you this week is because the second half of that commercial really ties into what we're talking about. Now, as you know, we're in a series on creating empathy in the workplace. In other words, how do we become better people to help raise the morale of those around us? Times are really tough right now, and more people are really depressed at work, those in fact who have jobs. So if you look with me, we can see that empathy really means something different. Empathy, we talked about a few weeks ago. It's putting yourself in the shoes of the other folks. And then of course milestones are those great big things we want to celebrate, birthdays, anniversaries, significant events. And last week we talked about personal vision, which of course is your big, hairy, audacious goal, or your BHAG. Now this week we're going to focus on aspirations. Now aspiration doesn't mean you suck something down your lung and you're choking. An aspiration is something that you're really excited about. Maybe a little dream, not as big as the BHAG, but maybe well up on that mountain that we talked about last week. Something you aspire to. Now obviously that poor character in the video had an aspiration of a promotion. Did not happen. So don't trust it to a crystal ball. But if you know people around you that have aspirations, we have a huge responsibility to help them realize it. This past week I did a workshop for a group of people who had just been laid off, and one of the things that I always like to do is talk about what you really want to do. And for many of them, they had some great aspirations, and yet no one ever took the time to listen. So what I'm going to recommend you do this week is do some listening. Ask people, what is it you really want to do? Maybe the discussion on BHAG will lead us that way, but maybe it'll be just something, hey, I was thinking about this, and if you show some interest, they will really light up. The most important part then is for you to ask them, what are you going to do to get there? And better yet, how can I help you? Now, one of the speakers I really admire most, and probably you know him, is a guy named Zig Ziglar. And Zig Ziglar, he's been around for an awful long time now, but one thing that he says over and over, and I've heard him speak several times and have some of his videos and some of his DVDs, but he always says this. He says, you can get everything you want in life. Which, I like that. Here's the big kicker here. If you help others get what they want in life. Do you believe that? I believe that. There have been a lot of people that surrounded me when I had big dreams and aspirations, and I owe a lot of what I do today to them. But what about you? Were there people that stepped in alongside of you? More importantly, what are you doing to do this for the people around you? So this week, here's my goal for all of us. Let's listen to the dreams and aspirations of others, and let's ask them, how can I help you get it? When are we going to see it? When is it going to get started? We need some hope in this country. I don't know if you've noticed, but you know, we can start it right here at home by helping others achieve their aspirations. That's my goal. Hope it's yours. Next week, we're going to move down the line in empathy, but for this week, I want you to have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week on the Career Fitness Tips. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Career Fitness Tips with me, Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach. You know, if you really take time to apply the principles you just heard, you'll make a huge difference in the way you do business both at home and at work. So make sure you do that this week. Take the tip and put it to work. If you've got more questions about that, why don't you just email me directly? You can reach me at coach@emailthecoach, or check me out online on www.careerfitnesscoach.com. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on Career Fitness Tips.